Hi everyone, I'm Conino and welcome to my new adventure in competency. Here's what's going to happen. I have been a Feldenkrais practitioner for 20 years and I've been pretty busy. I see about 30 people a week. Over 20 years, that's a lot of practice. And yet still, my intention is to be better at the end of this week than I am at the beginning of the week. One way that I can make sure that that happens is that I can, at the end of every day, explore my experience of the day relative to the competencies. Which competencies, you ask? We are going to use the Feldenkrais Practitioner Profile. This is a competency profile which is basically a list of the knowledge and experience, the knowledge and abilities that a beginning practitioner should have. And there's a lot to that, because you learn a lot in your training. There are 391 items in the competency profile. And this is a lot to go through, and we're not going to go through it all at once. I'm kind of thinking we're going to do about 3 of them a day, and that means that in 130 days, we will have gone through everything. And I'm inviting you to join me, or laugh at me. You can do it yourself. You could download this from the Guild website, or you could also download the competency cards. If you download them and print them, they look like this. There are 391 of them. And then you can get them printed, and you can cut them up. And you can make cards that look like this. I've already cut a whole bunch of them up, basically all of them, and I've put them in this. We are going to call this my competency tote bag. Now, the competency cards are all different colors, and they're different colors according to their topic. You don't need to know about the colors. You just need to know there's 4 shades of green, and there's a purple, and there's a pink. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to employ only one of the many fun things you can do with cards. I have written a lovely little page for you that you can also get on the Guild website, 10 fun things you could do with competency cards. Here's one of them. I'm going to reach in the bag, and I'm going to do this every day. You can do it with me. I'm going to randomly pick a card, and then I'm going to think about how that reflects on my practice of today. Here's the thing. If I were doing this with just one of you, by myself, I'd probably tell a story about how this competency manifested itself in my practice today. But I'm not going to do that, because maintaining confidentiality is one of the competencies. So I'm not going to be broadcasting the stories about what happened in my day with my clients with you. So we're going to stick to generalities. You don't have to do that at home now. Here's a competency card I have just pulled out of my tote bag. And this one says, this is in Competency 1.1, which is about working with individuals, otherwise known as giving a functional integration lesson. This says, this is an action ability. This says Feldenkrais practitioners are able to touch and move with efficiency and effectiveness. I'm going to give myself a pretty good grade on this mostly. Here's why. I'm a 90-pound weakling, and I see 6 people a day. If I don't move with efficiency and effectiveness, I am too exhausted and in pain at the end of the day. I pretty much have to do that. Except I would say that today I did work with somebody who was extremely wiggly. And there were times where I didn't really have time to organize myself well according to what she was doing nanosecond by nanosecond. So while I do this very well, I would say, in a normal situation, I'm going to say to you, I'm going to work on this more when she is with me next week. So I'm going to put this in the pile of things that I'm really going to focus on, and in particular on the day when she comes next week, I'm going to put it on my shelf for that. Let's do another one, shall we? I don't know what's going to come up. Here's one. This is also in Competency 1.1. There's a lot of 1.1s. Working with individuals, functional integration. And this says Feldenkrais practitioners are able to utilize visualization and imagination. Okay. I would say that for me, maybe overdo this rather than underdo it. You know, I tend to be kind of wild sometimes. And I would say, you know, that if I'm really going to be self-reflective, I could probably do that a little less and just stick to what's actually happening. So I'm going to put this one on my shelf for things I'm going to work on tomorrow also, because it could really use a little work. I am a little too out there, I confess. By the way, let me just say this to you all. You know, when one is doing self-reflection, self-assessment, it means that, you know, you can't just say, oh, I'm so great, oh, I'm so great. You kind of have to be honest, and I'm going to be honest publicly with you guys. But what you need to know is there is nothing wrong with my self-esteem. So don't be feeling bad about me and my self-esteem if I say, oh, maybe I overdo it. It's only because my self-esteem is pretty darn intact and healthy that I can even do this on camera. So relax, we're good, I'm fine. My mama raised me to think that I can do anything I set my mind to do and that I'm perfect in every way. It was only life that taught me that actually I'm not perfect in every way and I can't actually do anything I set out to do. All right, here we go. Here's another one. This is our third one. This one is from Competency Category 1.0. This is self-organization. Okay, this is the way that I use myself to make sure that at the end of the day, I feel good about myself and about my work. This one says, this is a self-observation ability. This one says, Feldenkrais practitioners are able to attune their own attention by attending to improving balance. Okay, let me just think about that for a minute. I do attend to improve my balance when I'm working at the table, my physical balance. But I'm going to say to you that I tend to be imbalanced in my work-rest ratio. I tend to be pretty hyper. I tend to pack a lot in a day, and I will say to you that if we think about balance in terms of life balance, work-play balance, I would say that I tend to be a little out of balance. And in truth, if I did a little less work, if I was a little less hyper, and I had a little bit more rest and relaxation, I would probably be able to attune my attention better. That's the honest truth. Okay, I'm 59 years old. I've been hyper like this, you know, for like 58 of those years for sure. Maybe I can't change. But I'm gonna go on vacation for 2 weeks. That's an improvement. I'm not sure I can improve this one, but I'm gonna keep it on my shelf also. So my goal is to be better next week, at the end of next week, than I am right now. So next time we are together, I am going to tell you how I did with those 3 items. And then we're going to pick 3 more items. You can do those 3 items with me, or you can download the FPP, the Feldenkrais Practitioner Profile, or you can download the cards and you can make your own tote bag of competency. But we're going to do this every day. Hope you'll join me. Thanks. Bye-bye.